All right, for everybody out there who's either in a relationship, married, dating, has a crush, or just out there, maybe trying to find the one. Let me know if I'm wrong about this. I feel like when it comes down to it, especially when you reach like college age or post college, grad school, or when you join the workforce, when it comes down to actually dating, like that first date, I feel like dating is kind of like a job interview. Maybe this comes from my 4 years of university and then doing my graduate degree online. And when I was on campus, I had to deal with, or I didn't have to, but for the experience, mind you, and to get my name out there and network, I went to numerous career fairs. And, from there, after I graduated, I went to, some job interviews, see, try to get hired. And in my experience, I feel like dating, especially during the first maybe like that first interaction where you approach a person and then when you go to the first date, it's pretty much a job interview because there are a lot of questions being asked during said interview, if you will, that are actually very similar to, applying for a job. Like, let's say if I'm talking with a girl and we're having that first date conversation, it's all about, oh, okay, so what are you studying? Where are you from? Where do you see yourself living within the next it's almost like the question of where do you see yourself in the next 5 years. What kind of job do you want, what state or what area do you want to live in, do you want kids, if so how many, what are your dreams, what are your goals, and the list goes on. I mean, it really does feel like a job application is being filled out because the person sitting on the opposite side of the table is pretty much going to take that application and then determine whether or not you're going to be accepted into that position of, okay, I want to actually spend time, date this person, get into a relationship, and possibly marry them sometime down the road. I mean, it feels in some situations I've been on dates or those first encounters with a girl where I feel the only thing I haven't given them that a job is asking for is maybe my driver's license and social security numbers, or like a drug test or a copy of my last two pay stubs. I mean, honestly, I just feel like dating in itself, I mean, maybe it's because I'm 26. So at this point, it's pretty much one of those, okay, you're actually trying to possibly find that person that you're going to marry as opposed to dating just to date. But to be honest, I haven't been on many dates in my lifetime because I've never had the desire to date just to date or hook up with a girl just to have sex and whatnot. And the list goes on. I just never been that kind of guy. So to be single for so long and then even think about dating again, I just have to think about how, wow, when I actually went on my first date when I was like 18 years old, that's different from, 8 years later when I'm 26, because the game has changed, especially when you're talking to women out there now who are at the point where they want to find somebody to marry because, women are, I think that it's true that women think about that a lot more than men do. Hence why during those first dates, women do, in some cases, most of the talking, or well, most asking most of the questions while the guy is talking. They're pretty much engaged in the situation. So with that being said, the analogy of a job interview, do you feel like dating is somewhat accurate to that job interview analogy I made? If so, let me know in the comments. Or if you have a different standpoint on dating, let me know below, and I'll be more than happy to read and see what you have to say.